You ever been locked in a room, heart absolutely pounding, clock ticking down, and you feel that incredible rush of finally solving the big mystery? Well, that's the magic of a great escape room, right? But what's the secret sauce? What separates a totally thrilling adventure from just a frustrating hour? Today, we're going to unlock the design secrets behind the perfect escape room experience. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll look at the biggest challenge any designer faces, that dreaded frustration factor. Then, we're going to break down the 3 core building blocks: puzzles, tasks, and games. And finally, we'll see how putting it all together, getting that balance just right, is the real art of the whole thing. So, first things first, we have to talk about the #1 enemy of any game designer, and that's frustration. It's that moment when all the excitement and fun just grinds to a halt. Oh man, we've all been there, right? You and your team are just staring at a lock. You've tried every single combination you can think of, and you can just feel the energy in the room completely deflate. That feeling, that sense of hitting a brick wall, is exactly what designers work so hard to avoid. And this is the critical failure point. It's not just about being challenged, it's about feeling like you're making zero progress. That's when you stop having fun. You're no longer the hero of the story, you're just a person watching a clock run down. And that's the exact opposite of that clever, triumphant feeling you're supposed to have. So, how do the pros fight back against this frustration? Well, they have a secret weapon. It's a powerful framework, a design philosophy called the Creator's Triangle. And the whole idea is to make sure there's always something engaging for players to do by perfectly balancing 3 very different types of challenges. So let's jump into the first point of that triangle, the puzzle. This is the heart of the experience, right? It's the core intellectual challenge, the part that makes you feel like an absolute genius. Okay, so a puzzle isn't something you can just solve by trying every combination. No, it demands a real moment of insight, a genuine creative leap. It's that super satisfying click inside your brain when all the pieces suddenly fit together and you see the solution. That is the aha moment everyone is chasing. And the variety here is just incredible. Puzzles can be anything, from cracking a classic pigpen cipher that's been hiding in plain sight, to untangling a web of conflicting witness statements to figure out who's lying, or maybe realize that a seemingly random poem is actually a book code, pointing you to one specific word on one specific page. So cool. And this is a perfect example of how layered and awesome a puzzle can be. This one, from a Cthulhu-themed puzzle box, is a whole chain of discovery. You see how it starts in the digital world, you scan a QR code, you go to a website, but then it jumps right into the real world with a physical padlock. And solving that gives you the tools for the next puzzle. Every single step feels like a win. Now, what happens when your team gets totally stumped by one of those tough puzzles? Well, that's where the second corner of our triangle comes in, the task. And this is all about keeping that forward momentum going. See, unlike a puzzle, a task doesn't require some big leap of logic. You know exactly what you need to do. The challenge isn't figuring it out, it's just doing it. This is a guaranteed way for the team to feel like they're making progress and being productive. And these examples are just perfect. Think about it. Anyone on the team can help with a jigsaw puzzle. Everyone can search for hidden keys or sort Legos by color. These things provide what designers call easy wins. They keep everyone's hands and minds busy, and they give the team a constant sense of accomplishment, even if that big, hairy puzzle is still unsolved. And this is a really important distinction. A room full of only tasks isn't really an escape room. As this quote points out, it's basically just a scavenger hunt. So tasks are absolutely vital for pacing and momentum, but they have to be balanced with those real brainy puzzles to give you that deep intellectual satisfaction. So we've got the brain burners and we've got the progress makers. The final piece of our triangle is all about getting you out of your head and interacting with the physical space. Let's talk about games. A game is a totally hands-on, skill-based challenge. It's not about what you know, it's about what you can do. And this gives you a much-needed break from all that intense mental concentration. It's a chance to just play. And I mean, look at these examples. They're just pure fun. Hitting a target with a foam dart gun to release a key, or carefully navigating a laser maze made of string. These things inject a huge dose of playful energy into the room, and it means that players who might not be the best codebreakers still get a chance to be the hero and save the day. Okay, so we have our 3 components: puzzles for that aha moment, tasks for momentum, and games for some physical fun. But the real secret, the true art, isn't just having them. It's about how you weave them all together. Now, maybe the most important choice a designer makes is how to structure all these different challenges. And it really comes down to two big philosophies, as you can see here: a simple, straight-line linear flow or a more complex, branching nonlinear flow. And believe me, this one choice can make or break the entire experience. See, a linear design, over on the left, it forces the entire team down one single path. So if you get stuck on puzzle number 3, well, the whole game just grinds to a halt. For a big group, that is a recipe for disaster. But a nonlinear design, on the right, that changes everything. It opens up multiple paths that your team can work on all at the same time. And this is where it all comes together. This is the beautiful synthesis of everything we've talked about. In a nonlinear room, when the team gets stuck on a really tough cipher, that's our puzzle, they don't have to just stand there feeling frustrated. Nope. Some of them can switch over to assembling that jigsaw puzzle, that's our task, while a couple of others try their hand at that dart gun challenge, our game. It keeps morale high, and it makes sure that progress never, ever fully stops. And this insight from game designer Michael Boris really gets to the heart of it all. A great experience isn't just about clues on a piece of paper. It's about the feel of a strange artifact in your hands, the solid click of a lock opening. It's about creating a tangible, memorable world that you can actually interact with. So I think the ultimate takeaway is this: designing a brilliant escape room isn't really an exercise in how clever you can be. It's an act of empathy. It's about being kind to your players. It's about anticipating where they might get stuck and giving them other fun, rewarding things to do. You're not just building a series of locks. You're architecting an emotional journey. So by thoughtfully balancing these puzzles, tasks, and games, a designer builds way more than just a room. They build an engine for discovery, for teamwork, and for that feeling of triumph. Which leaves us with just one final question for anyone who loves these adventures: what kind of journey will you build?